Welcome to episode 4 of Distant Nights. This is our Starships and Laserguns campaign. When we left off, our group of adventuring cartographers had set out with a fleet that was lost, scattered amid warp and hyperspace travel. They ended up meeting at the rendezvous point, and only the flagship of their fleet also met up with them. Shortly after, they set out to try and find the rest of the fleet, located one downed vessel. After a brief encounter with some dangerous-looking animals, they made their way over to the survivors of the vessel, the ACSS-3 Victorian, I believe, where they met Lady F. Kareen and Kay Drans, the Dulac sidekick. They brought them aboard, tied them up, insulted them a lot, were insulted back, it was a good time, made their way into orbit, were assaulted by aliens, just skipping over, lost both of their warp rings, nearly stranding themselves, or severely limiting the speed at which their ship moves. They eventually, very slowly, made their way back to the Distant Nights, which is the flagship of the fleet that they set out with. At which point they discovered that the Distant Nights appears to have been overrun by bad people who claimed that your ship was their property, appeared to have mutinied and or invaded the ship, killing the previous crew, as none that you'd met before were anywhere to be seen. Along with the one scientist they sent along with you, and your two new friends that you picked up on the planet, you made your way to not the nearest star system, but the one closest, the second closest star system, that appeared to be inhabited. Having made your way there, you've just very, very slowly made your way to the starport. After about, I believe it was just over a week of travel. An Earth week,
Yeah.
not a Terran week. 6 days.
It was something like 14 days or something like that we were doing it for.
Actually, no, yeah, you're right, it was 11 days. It was nearly a Terran week, not an Earth week, which is 13 days. Because life likes to be difficult like this. And by life, I mean me. You then, after making your way to said starport, you have requested docking and begun your basic docking procedures, which is where we pick up, with you landing in landing pad, whichever it was.
No. There's something I want to check before I set down this vessel.
Is there?
I would like to roll me a perception check, and if there's any suspicious dudes in black uniform, I'm not talking. Or at least I'm gonna reconsider. Come on, I have cameras on the outside of the ship. Is there no one standing at? Is there no one on standby, watching us approach, or anything?
Yes, but they're behind windows. Most of which
Windows
are
I
not
can
windows,
see
they're
through?
just cameras.
Darn shame. Oh
You're
well,
landing
into the dock we go.
in a starport. It's a dry dock, yes, but there aren't people standing around because you're open to sort of vacuum where you are. Similar to if you've played at Elite Dangerous, they land you on a pad and then retract the entire thing into a hangar and just close over the top.
By the way, I'm not sure if Charlissandra met Kay yet. Maybe because of my incompetence, but
Briefly.
I think you did. We've been on that ship for the last 13 days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you've been there for a
didn't,
week. You've
see.
spoken to them. You've you've met them. You learnt a bit about them, but nothing too major.
As we're flying into dock, well, as we're landing and I start doing my shutdown checklist effectively, I'll call over to the crew. Well, I'll call over everyone to the bridge.
I'll slowly make my way, just very slowly though. Like
I'll just make going normal speed.
Lady Kareen and Kay would be already on the bridge, watching with anticipation.
Okay. Now, everyone. People are going to be asking why the hell the warp rings are gone. However, I don't know if we should share the information that we were half eaten by some big alien being that can travel at warp speed.
I don't know where the warp rings are going.
Well, I
You're the
don't want to
captain.
be considered mad, so yeah, let's not say that.
Yeah, what I was thinking of is, well, I have 2 reports ready to present. One that does include the alien once we eventually find the right people, one that doesn't. For now, the story we could tell, I thought, was that due to a freak accident with the warp drive, we jumped out into the upper atmosphere of a gas giant, which tore off the warp rings.
Or we can just say they got destroyed when we jumped into the distant nights. You know.
Fair enough.
Oh.
You know, they blew
I'll
it
just-
up. They got a couple of shots on us as we were trying to run
Yeah.
away. That's
Fair
probably
enough.
more believable.
I'll just keep
Yeah,
it on. I don't know where they're going. You're the captain.
The problem with that is that the timestamps are incorrect, and for the systems, if you could tweak those around in the black box, that'd be great.
Can I do that?
You can certainly try.
I
Right.
am asking you to fraud the fucking black box.
Yeah. And being the black box, that'll be a nearly impossible check. So let me go ahead.
You
and...
say that. I probably have some details of that. So what is it I need to do?
Can I help with this?
Would that be knowledge
No.
or...
I think it'll be a crit that's needed.
This would not be knowledge. This would be probably technology.
Can I help
Plus
with that if I have a
starships?
+4 to
Plus
technology?
starships?
No, this is something that one person would have to do.
Technology plus starships. Oh, sweet. I get a plus 10.
What's your
yes.
technology? Ooh!
20. Okay, that's not enough.
Damn it.
You managed to get the black box open. You can connect it up to your data slate, but you can't get your way through the sort of encryption walls to get into it.
Damn it.
No, the
Right.
DC for that one was 30.
Was it?
Well, I'm going to
Alright. It was
It's
possible
have
then.
1%, but it was, yeah, it's a black box. These are designed to be untamperable in every possible
Can
way.
you-
It's-
right.
Say it was one of their guns then.
Given
Lexie,
a lot
can
more
you-
time, you'd have the ability.
Lexie, can you cut off the black box from the rest of the system? Well, or at least the outside, so they can't just go ahead and download the data. That'd be great. I'm gonna see who's on the
I would
other side
imagine
waiting
I've done
for us.
that already previously, like.
The black box would not be connected to any system. You have to physically download from it.
Yeah, like
As a
I
security
would.
measure. You've got to get the box and then download it from it.
Good.
Okay.
Then I'm going to open the passenger ramp or the airlock, whatever. I'm gonna have a look who's there once the ship's fully shut down, of course.
Okay, so
Knock knock. Who's
you
there?
wait for the ship to shut down all drives and things, and you feel the sort of that brief sort of lurch as this huge landing pad beneath you just lowers its way into into this hangar. The sort of glimmering field of an Atmos shield above you that just your ship passes straight through, but keeps an atmosphere inside as it sort of slides down into it, and those huge metal doors slide across, chunk into place. You wait for a few moments until your ship gives you the sort of the green light that atmosphere is pressurized and stable, etc. Lower the ramp, sort of hissing as it does in that way. A bunch of decontamination spray sprays out the whole, the front of the ramp and the area around you, which gives a sort of almost ominous mist effect. You know, like when the Emperor lands in his shuttle. It actually looks a bit like that, as it just sort of decontaminates the entire area to stop you bringing anything on board your ship.
Just quickly checking. What is the rules with this ship for weapons? Like, are they allowed or
So, would you have registered the modifications you made?
to the ship?
Sort of with the government. You could get a license for it. It would be a bunch of paperwork. It'd be an absolute pain in the ass, but it could be done.
And since that you've been here for quite some time,
Yeah, it's something you could have done. It's kind of up to you at this point of whether you would have done that or not.
Or,
yeah.
Yeah, I would say that I would have got at least a concealed weapon and a scythe. Like, I might not have done
Oh,
that
no.
for my blaster rifle.
I think
like
he's
my
talking
rifle.
about Ship
I
weapons.
mean for the ship.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
assume
for the
you have
ship.
licenses for the weapons you carry.
Yeah.
That said, wearing armor inside a starport would be heavily frowned upon, and carrying weapons inside a starport is the sort of thing where you're going to get stopped at every turn, because people will be checking your licenses constantly. Station security really don't like armed people in a starport for obvious reasons.
All right. That was more what I was checking.
You can.
Are there?
It's up to you. But it like just becomes a hassle, really. And it's
I just want to see if there are weapon shops, basically armories. Armories. Yeah.
Such things do exist on stations. Usually they will deliver weapons to a ship, so you don't have to carry them around.
I'll
Because you get-
take my weapon.
Can I go to one?
Um,
I want to find one on the
When?
starport if there's one.
So, as you guys step down from the ramp, followed by both Lady Kareen and Kay, as well as Leo Denny Kerrieth, so pipes up with just as you're leaving. Well, I'd better get back to my labs.
My sound just quit working.
You're kidding, right?
We hear you.
Yeah, it's back now, but I didn't understand a thing after
Rick,
yeah.
we have 1 week where your internet doesn't crash, or your sound doesn't crash, or your mic doesn't cut out.
See,
Can
at
we
least-
have 1 week?
Last
has
week
to-
was pretty good.
Lewis has to fix his mic every time he joins the Discord, but at least he manages to get that done before we start. Damn it, Rick!
Yeah.
I mean,
Or more to the point, damn it, Rick's computer or Rick's internet. It's pretty not your fault.
my internet.
Anyway,
I mean, last week I didn't have any technical problems.
No, you
Sure.
fell asleep.
Yeah, that's
anyway,
different.
let's.
To be honest, all my technical problems are at the moment are due to Sky, but yeah, that's another rant
Guys,
we can have.
So, was there a armory on this station?
Well, you haven't really got to look yet, because
I
as
want to
you're
look then.
stepping off the ramp, stuff's gonna happen. So we'll get there.
Oh.
As you guys leave, Leo and Lady Kareen basically will take their leave. Leo first will basically say that he works for the 7th Alien, just to shorten everything down. He works for not the 7th Alien, but the 7th Faction even, and he is one of the researchers there, and he's looking into xenobiology. That's his specialty area. He is going to basically head back to his labs. He'll keep this under wraps. He gives you all his comm code, as well as Lady Kareen and Kay. He gives them his comm code as well, and says, if you find any more information, hit me up. Otherwise, I'll contact you if we discover anything.
Yeah.
And then he walks off towards one of the sort of side exits to the areas that goes directly over to a sort of shuttle that can only take you between pads. It doesn't go into the station itself, so you don't have to go through security. And heads straight off. Lady Kareen
I'll
says,
see my good part. Oh.
Lady Kareen and Kay say that they are gonna head off as well. They give you a comm code, get a comm code from you, and they take the same exit, saying that basically, thanks for the save. Lady Kareen's going to see what she can do about the ship, see if she can get it fixed, or at least pay for the fixes, so just to bill it to her.
Okay, right. I was
Oh,
going to ask
thank you
about. I
very
was
much.
going to try
And that
and do
only,
that.
yeah.
Basically.
And she says basically that as thanks for saving them,
Yeah.
and that they are also going to put some money towards Leo's research, see what they can do there, and they're going to look into what the hell happened with the Distant Knights and try the politics avenue, which she sort of has that, oh god, here we go, look, as she mentions that.
As she says that, I will ask if you happen to find anyone who could submit all the information to. I'll be glad to do so. The report I intend to file does not contain anything about that encounter.
Alright, well, yeah.
But I will report the Distant Knights, hopefully to Station Command.
Sure. I'll send you anything if I find anyone. There was a lot of news hype, so hopefully people will be interested. But can only hope so much of everyone.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to have you all on board.
It was a pleasure to be not dead. Thanks.
Yeah,
That is
same
the
mostly.
most fuck off answer that I have ever heard. Yeah, good for you. Yeah, we were with you. Sure.
Yeah, she says it was sort of half jokingly, quite evidently, but and they take their
Right,
leave,
I was.
heading off towards one of the sort of faction run sort of areas where they can get to faction resource and get themselves a shuttle out of here. The rest of you are heading into the station, yes? So you're going to have to approach
Yes.
the
Yeah.
security, which is the main sort of entrance that your ship's sort of facing towards. The big gate that's, welcome to the starport, written above it. And you head on in, you go through security, you have to sort of mark and sign for any weapons or armor that you're carrying. So, what weapons or armor is anyone carrying?
I would have left everything at the ship if I knew this.
Yeah,
this stuff.
if they're gonna be a bitch at every corner,
Yeah, you
I'm
Could
I'm not packing anything.
Could I get like a hand blade just behind my back, sort of thing, without it being obvious? Like-
you mean smuggle it in, or just like keep
No,
it
I
on
would
you?
register and all that, but I would just sort of keep it on me, but out of sight, so I don't get stopped every 2 seconds.
Conceal it. Yeah, you can definitely do that. That's not really too difficult to conceal a small blade.
Yeah, I would probably do that. I would just sort of have a wee dagger in case things go south.
Sure. So, as you make your way out of the sort of station area and towards, you begin to sort of head out towards the main station. You enter onto this sort of huge open area where you see like a number of other pads coming off. There's sort of shuttle carts running past. It's kind of just a mash of people and transport, all going places. And there is a man, one of those sort of really thin, Weasley-looking men, sort of in a navy uniform that is about 3 sizes too big, with top button done up and the full ceremonial outfit on, who appears to be holding sort of a data slate, and strangely enough for this day and age, he's actually wearing glasses, which is quite unusual, as optical surgery is really not that expensive anymore. You also see, sort of all over the place, there are recruitment posters for the Navy, just all over. Like, every single advertising board is just a recruitment poster for the Navy that says stuff like, "We need you," and "Fight for your freedom." As the man sort of sees you approach and sort of
I will
hurries
feel
his way,
strangely secure.
sort of hurries his way over. Hello there. You're the captain of this vessel, yes?
The adventure, correct?
Yes. I must ask, are you willing to fight for your freedom and things?
No, I've got other things to do. See ya. Oh no, just walk past.
I'll follow you in a second. Sir, as much as I am not willing to conscript my ship to the Navy, I do want to ask, what's all the fuss about? I've never seen this many recruitment posters in one place.
Conscription? This isn't conscription, this is just enlistment. We need every ship we can get. Whilst, how long have you been gone?
Almost a full week.
Yeah, well, in that case, you would have missed it. The Alliance government has finally fucking decided to declare war on the Thug. The fucking, what are they called? Thinks for a moment. The robot bastards, you know the ones. The Techno, that's the word. I nearly forgot it there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We've declared all-out war on them after they invaded yet another star system. Apparently that was one too many. It's about fucking time, if you ask me. We're going to kick some robot ass.
Interesting.
So I can write your name down for enlistment, yes? You and your vessel.
No, thank you, sir.
Small
However-
transport, you say? It, perhaps useful for
No,
ferry
sir,
troops,
it is an
or...
exploration vessel.
Exploration! Fantastic! The front lines.
I
Forward
just
scouts
came
are
back.
valuable,
Sir.
valuable position, yes.
At this
as much
point,
as
I
I'm
am
willing
just
to,
going through some lunch bar flavors, just doing shopping, just going, what's this? That's a strange flavor. I've never heard of Stromsomrig before.
What?
Just
What?
looking at a small stand that's off to one side where there's a sort of
Yeah.
black woman who appears to be attempting to sell like rations and lunch bars to passers
Yeah.
by. Sure.
Oh, let's grab that one.
oh god.
Paper. That's a bit of a weird one, but okay, let's shove that in there.
Oh my god.
Right, I'll let you carry on.
So yes,
Thanks.
I can write
Sir,
your name down. Yes.
No, thank you. However, I do have what I believe to be valuable information for the Navy. Do you know where I could find the right authority to submit it to? I just came back from the frontier.
Valuable information. What is this? Techno incursions into another system? He says.
It is something I would rather not disclose with too many people.
Well, you can rest assured I'm a naval officer. I'm the utmost, only the utmost, and the best are in the Navy, so... what is this information that you seek? What is the nature of your intel that you claim to have?
Classified.
I find that unlikely, considering you're, declaring yourself not to be enlisted.
Sir, I did not lose my warp rings over nothing. What is going on? What is going on is of a very serious matter, and I would like to report it to the correct authority, not a recruiter.
Well, very well. I would suppose that the best place for that would be the naval officers on deck 53. So tell them that Lieutenant Commander Jonathan Bentley sent you. He sort of hands out, sticks out a hand in your direction.
I'll shake it.
It's slightly
Captain
greasy.
Jonas Vandenberg, thank you very much, Lieutenant Commander.
It's good to meet you. And who are your fine crew here?
Well, you met Lexie Bennett. This here is Charlissandra.
Well, that is lovely to meet you, darling. So holds that hand towards you as well, Charlissandra. And I think Rich just got a phone call, so that's great.
Yep.
I'm going to assume that hand was shook. Well, in that case, I must attempt to persuade you that it is the best course of action, as one must always fight for their freedom these days. You know how it is.
As much as I agree, I am not much of a fighter.
But you mustn't be.
With
You're explorers. Your skill set is in the scouting area. Wouldn't actually
Yes,
see
sir.
combat, but provide a valuable role for the Navy. Intel hand, it pays better than this ACS nonsense anyway.
Yes, and I hope to cash in on some of that intel. Have a good day, sir. And
I'll
with
see
that,
you
I'll
again
take my
soon.
leave.
And he sort of wanders off towards another group that appear to be exiting from a ship that's also landed recently.
As soon as we're out of earshot, I just turned to Charlissandra. Fucking hell, that guy was obnoxious.
He's getting on my nerves a bit.
Yeah. Do I spot Lexie anywhere buying stuff?
Yeah, you see Lexie looking over a bunch of lunch bars with somewhat the similar expression to a small child in a sweet shop, just looking through some really weird flavours.
Before I actually approach, I just send her a message by coconut.
I turn around, give her the middle finger, and carry on.
Oi, I'm serious.
Sorry, did you say that I could get 10 for 3 last week?
10 for...
It was a
what?
ridiculous pricing.
No, something like 10 marks, wasn't it? For 3
yes,
thingies.
10 marks with 3 lunch bars.
Right.
The one,
I'll-
that's sort of galactic standard price. You were looking at a selection of flavours you've never seen before. These ones, they're 10 marks each.
10 marks each.
They are also all of unique flavours.
Tom, I was making sure that they were unique flavors. I don't know what the unique flavors are yet, but they're all unique flavors.
Oh my god.
This is
I
just small stall that appears to be basically selling them to people who are hungry and passing by, more than in bulk.
Yeah, but I'm buying them in bulk. Like,
Don't have bulk, but you can try.
like, can I get pretty much 100 sent to the ship, or 99 sent to the ship, and I'll have one now?
100? Well, that would be 10 credits, I suppose.
No, that's 1 credit, Tom.
1 credit?
Yeah,
10 credits.
If it's
10
10
credits.
marks each.
If they're 10 marks each, and there's
I know.
1,000 marks in a credit, then
Oh.
it's 1 credit.
I know this.
I know.
I can do
All
the
right.
math.
Sure you
There's
can.
10 marks each. So,
Yes,
thank you very much, but that's a credit.
well, it was worth a try. Yes, very well. She holds out a data slate which has like a little glowy thing. If you put your data chip in to pass over the.
I make sure that it says a credit.
It says 1 credit on it.
I pay.
She still takes it. Thank you very much. That will be well, all of them. Here you go. She just holds out this sort of box of just assorted bizarre flavors. You take your pick of which one.
I'll just quickly run back to the ship and all that, and then catch up. But
Oh, well, she's just offered you one. Well,
oh,
you've brought
right,
me
never
out,
mind.
so I'm going to have to go anyway, so I can easily deliver these. It's no problem.
Yeah, I'll tell her where it's to go, and 2 seconds. 6. What the fuck is 6? Oh, that's the nice one.
I'm rolling a d50.
He's rolling for
I
flavour.
did pick up one, open it, and start eating it.
Ah.
Oh, haggis. That's really nice. Would be really nice though if it didn't sort of taste like coconut though. Fuck's sake.
She just sort of
I'm
shrugs
gonna
at you. And,
move on.
very well. And you see her start sort of packing away this sort of crate and packing up her little stall thing and takes them over to the ship.
I'll send a message to Lexie that I'll repay that credit. I'll pay for resupplies and all that nonsense because that's gonna come off of the ACS.
You're
I'll
stood, like,
send him a message saying that it cost, let's say, 2 credits.
you guys are stood like right next to each other.
Oh, I assumed that we
sure.
did this
Oh,
while they were still
sure.
chatting to the guy.
Oh.
So-
Whatever.
I assumed you were sort of just browsing through all the flavors you had to check they were
Sure.
unique during the
Hardly.
conversation.
Easy
Partly
way,
that as well.
Which,
Lexie, I'll don't pay for that out of your own pocket. That's gonna come off the ACS data we're gonna cash in.
Okay, I'll keep it at. So my entire balance in my wallet is 2 credits instead of 1 credit now.
Oh my god. Before I do that, however, I'm going to look for a shop that actually sells bars in bulk.
Bars and bulk, yes. There aren't many like real shops around here.
That sounds like a shop name. Bars and Bulk.
You can find a number of different like stalls selling things to people who are just coming to the station and passing by, such as the one that that Lexie just completely bought out of stock. They don't usually tend to have that much in the way of things. You can also find a number of they're kind of like storefronts, but they don't really have any goods on that sale, and it's for like bulk
Right.
buying, like resupplies. And so you can see like the
Okay.
Spiritech logo, Interorbital logo. You'll find AA, New Horizons, Planetary Corp. The ACS
Which
even
one's
have a
the-
small one. Starboats would have a small one.
Sorry,
Oh,
did you
is
say
it-
Starbucks?
Starboats Limited. They're a shipbuilding corporation.
Which one belongs to check? Which one belongs to Faction 4?
The corporations
faction
are
are we?
not. You guys are fourth faction. The corporations are
Alright.
not
Yeah,
faction
fourth
aligned.
faction.
They-
Okay, to the
large
ACS
corporations
we go
tend to not
then.
be. Yeah. The ACS sell. Obviously, they've got sort of a help desk. They don't really sell many things there. They sell a few things, such as like basic data chips, and you can get like scanners and that kind of stuff commissioned here.
Mhm.
Oh.
You might be
Well-
able to get some bulk buy, although you probably do better at New Horizons.
I would
Okay.
probably.
Then
NHPC
I'm
would
still-
probably do better for that.
I'm
With
still gonna
my-
pass by the ACS one.
Sure.
With I would imagine that I know where like all the lunch bars and the stuff that we need to do resupply and all that are. For like lunch bars and all of that. Just so I would imagine that I'll spend a little bit buying everything that we need, including stuff like vitamins, water, all of that, and stock ourselves up.
You say that. You have 2 credits.
I know that, but I'll steal some from Johnny.
I have 13. I can arrange that. I can arrange something.
Yeah, alright.
I would imagine I'm doing that while he's off getting us an interview or whatnot to sort of get the money.
To get the money, you basically just hand in the data. It's a pretty much automated system. To know, it is pretty expensive to get like supplements. They really wildly vary. There's no real galactic average price. And it is kind of expensive, so you might not be able to do it on 13 credits. It's kind of where it's really one of the big money sinks for explorers, is vitamin supplements, because it takes a lot more to make them than it does to just make basically energy, which is what a lunch
Do
bar
I
is.
have to hand the info in from the ship?
You have a special data chip.
Sure.
It is effectively the ACS had a fucking apple.
Oh yeah,
of
the ACS
technology.
secure data chip you'd explained last time.
Yeah, it is, for the record, a different fucking port, so there's no way you can plug a different one in, so you have to use that one. Oh yeah,
okay.
No, they
Off to the stall I go then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you head over to the ACS thing. There's a little, appears to be a hologram behind the desk that sort of waves you over as you approach. So appears to be a guy, from what you can tell. It's kind of really low quality.
Sure.
Hi there, how can I help you today?
Hello, I would like to hand in some exploration data.
I'm afraid we don't do that here. You'll need to visit our main offices on deck 43.
That's exactly what I want to know.
We don't have remote links to the data banks.
Thank you very much, no problem. Have a good day.
You too, sir.
Okay, Horizons then. Let's get eat bars.
Cool.
Can I find a weapon store? Eat bars.
As I say, there's stuff for like supplying starships. The only weapons you could buy around here are starship weapons.
So we can't get any.
You can try, but you'd have to go to one of the main sort of market areas, not like basically you're still on the docks, effectively.
Oh, no, I would imagine we go up to deck 43 to hand in the money first.
Oh yeah, we're gonna... Well, if I can have some food delivered to the ship already, that'd be grand.
I've got some food already getting delivered.
Yeah, but that's 100 bars. Really, we need like 200 more, and then we're set for 2 months.
Aye, no, like, let's get the rest of the bars when we're in the actual bulk buying place.
Alright.
Because this is not the shopping district. This is the place where you get the fancy stuff for the people who are only coming to stay for a little bit. The only reason that they got the bars here is because you're more likely to get sort of the fancy flavors here than
okay, to deck
upstairs,
43 then.
Or wherever the fuck it is.
Sure. To deck 43 then.
So you head over to one of the little sort of transport vehicles. They're known as pods. You get in. They end up like going up walls and stuff, but the gravity's just has a graviplating on the inside, and it just takes you between these stations at ridiculous speeds.
A Wonka fighter.
Kinda. It's like a little train on a little track, and because starports have no sense of down, they're built really strangely that like you might be walking on a floor, and then you come to a staircase that goes 90 degrees up, or like a ramp, and then suddenly you're on the wall, and they're an absolute nightmare to navigate if they're not being laid out by somebody with a sense of living on a planet for a while, which most of them aren't. And so you do end up like doing loops and stuff in this thing as you pass by various stations before you eventually make your way up to deck 43, which is it appears to be a busy market district. As you step out, there's just sort of people everywhere. There's this huge area, there's stalls all across it. You can see this huge big square building sort of in the center that's raised up a bit. There's a couple of buildings that appear to have be supporting this platform, on which there's this big square building with the ACS logo on the sides, the cube, which is pretty good signifier. That's the head office of an ACS in a starport. They're always cubic. And they're always the exact same layout as well. You also see a number of other head offices, what you can tell there, such as you see the NHPC, and you'd see Interorbital would also have one here. And then you'll also see 9 different little offices for the different faction resources.
Good.
Alright.
Let's go hand in our money and then find the person that we need to talk about the incursion that we found.
Yes. To the ACS we go first
So,
then.
You head in up to the ACS, you take your data chip.
Yeah.
You're greeted at the door by, as you walk in, by sort of a friend. They just basically effectively show them your badge, which is on your data chip. Oh, not your data chip, your ID chip. It opens up the door because you're level 4. They just let you go up. You head on upstairs into the top half of the entire building, which appears to be one room, which around the side there's a number of consoles, and in the center there's just this super high resolution galactic map that shows basically every star in the galaxy, and you can zoom it in on a single star and like look around and look at every planet, everything. It's a pretty impressive to mess with, but obviously you're not supposed to be there for too long, so
No.
you hand in your data chip. It gives you a payout of 3,000 credits. You get a little
Sweet.
slip. You put it so that'll go straight into your bank account if you're the one taking the money up.
Sure thing.
And then, yeah, you see you turn around the map, sort of zooms in on where you currently are, then scrolls across, draws a line straight to the system you're in, shows every planet sort of popping in, and shows all the data pop up, and then zooms back out to the galactic map, showing you everything, and it also lists a price for every single one that you handed in, which all in total adds up to 3,000 credits.
Sure thing. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start off by wiring each of you 20 credits.
Wait, why 20? What's that for?
So there's money to go around if you need around the station. I also need to figure out, I don't know how much it's gonna cost to get to pull all the strings we need to, and to have the ship, well, hopefully the ship's repaired on someone else's payroll.
Yeah. Ship repair hopefully will be free.
But then there's also the vitamins, the food, whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Which
say
I'm also
that.
gonna get out of that money.
Could I estimate how much that would be?
You can certainly try. Roll general knowledge. Actually, this might be.
I would imagine I'm the one that normally does this sort of stuff as well.
This would more be social knowledge, actually.
Social. Oh.
Yeah, because it's.
Any of us have that?
Yes,
fact-
I do. I got a 7 in that.
Oh shit.
Yes!
Nice.
No!
I rolled a 1. Social 4.
Nice. So, 4 successes. Charlissandra, you really don't know. You've never been able to tell because everything seems to change price all the time.
Yeah.
Lexie, having done this enough, you can get a pretty good estimate on it. You could be looking at spending upwards of 300 or 400 credits if you want, per person per month for sort of vitamin supplements you'll need to keep healthy, because it's vitamin supplements, protein, or it's everything that you normally eat minus the energy.
So that's 800 plus water. I'm getting, how much is 800?
Water will cost you. Your tanks won't even be that depleted, so it'll cost you about 20 to 30 credits.
Alright, so 830, let's say.
And then you're looking at a few marks for the lunch bars if that's what you intend to live on, which is going to be a very, very bland and not very fun living, because these things are just really not that good.
831.
Wow.
And Tom, quite simply, we're living cheap, we're not living well.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is you are living on pot noodles, kind of.
Yeah,
If
would
you want
we be
anything
able
better
to
than that, then.
subtract, let's say, 100 or 200 because we've got vitamins previously from previous time, or would we
Um,
have any supplies that we could subtract off of that or something?
Not really, because we, as I said, you were reaching the very end of your supplies, having more people
Fair
than you
enough.
intended to take on, like double crew
Yeah.
All right.
for the last week.
Yeah. I'll give Johnny the sort of 831 credits roughly sort of estimate and tell him I'll go find that out. If he could look out for a CHS Nightmare for me, I'll
Where are
be
you getting
swell.
800 from?
2 months. So
Right.
that's 300 times 2. Oh, is that per person, did you say?
Per person.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
sorry.
Stuff's
I didn't
expensive.
hear that.
Mhm.
Because there's a lot of sort of variation, it's expensive, yeah.
Let's
Alright,
go
so
spend the money we need to spend first, then I'll split it all up, alright?
if you send me 1,831 and I'll just go deal with that.
Sure, I'll send you whatever it costs when you figure out the deal.
Yeah. And then I'll head off and start finding the cheapest place and all of that.
Alright, go ahead and let's just simplify this by saying, roll me a... go roll charisma, see what the sort of best bulk deal you can convince people
You
into.
know what?
Roll a
Let's
D100
see,
for the amount, for the percentage of discount.
Actually, no, that's
let's meet the-
communication, not charisma.
Let's meet each
Can
other
it be
at the...
charisma, please? Because charisma's better. And
It's
I'm
more
trying...
it's more making a deal, so it would be communication.
I
But
mean, I can see
can it be
charisma
charisma
working.
because I do this normally?
No?
Or can I add communication and charisma together? So I've got a -1 instead of a -3?
Maybe I
communication,
should
Lewis.
be the one. Maybe I should be the one who does the shopping because I have a +3.
Yeah, Gav can do
Yeah.
the shopping.
You two go find guns. I go do the shopping.
Okay, so
Yeah.
whoever's going to look for this, roll communication.
No communication and +3,
metal bastards.
please. Hey, 20.
There we go.
20, nice. Cool. Yeah, it cost you pretty much exactly. You get it for, what was it, like 1,830?
Yeah,
Bloody hell.
So,
we
yeah,
got a
you
credit
Right then.
discount. Yay.
get it almost exactly, and they're
8,000.
like, let's just
Let me
round
get
it
a
out.
calculator.
Why do you need a calculator?
To do 3012 minus whatever that number is.
Roll20 has a roll function that can do maths.
Too late. What's the number? 1830.
God, fucking
You have got
damn myself, got to
1182 left.
Yes, indeed.
Because I can use Google and type that in much quicker than you can. Find a calculator, type it in, and press enter.
/R in front of it in Roll20 also works.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys. So, what is everyone else doing? That'll take you about sort of an hour to get through and negotiate and all that.
Weapons. Weapons
yeah.
and armor.
Weapons and armor. Okay, so best bet for that would probably be Alliance Armory. They tend to do a lot of that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
I'll go with them and see if I can get any sort of better heavy armor.
Okay,
And
let's
or
see.
the CHS Nightmare.
You know what? I'm going to roll some die hidden for this.
I'm going to find me a rule book.
Get my die. What are you looking through the rulebook for, Gav?
Pistols.
Ah. Percentile. Well, you've got some better pistols. You've got X1s, you just need the ammo for them.
Yeah.
98, that's
Oh
not
right,
good.
we have X1s.
Okay. They do not appear to be stocking any armor at all.
No armor at all.
Nope.
What weapons do they have?
Let's see. That's a little better. 2. On a
So they
percentile.
basically have no armor, but every
Okay.
single weapon you can imagine.
So let's bring up the rulebook. Let's have a look through the weapons. Let's see. Basically, you're looking for what, a nightmare?
Reaper, sorry. I've got a Nightmare. I want a Reaper.
Okay. Reaper is a pretty rare one, if I remember. Or,
It's... yeah, it's 500 credits as well, and I do want one, but like
yeah.
it doubles my damage to the thing, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
In fact, it does more than double.
Honestly, with that roll, they would have a Reaper, so let me go ahead and give it a roll. That's cocked. Really doesn't matter, does it? I rolled a fucking 9. That's not even 9, that's a 6. Okay, so you can get a Reaper here. It's currently on sale.
Oh.
You can get it for 400 credits.
I send a photo and just with the caption, can I please, to Johnny.
Charlissandra, what are you looking for?
What's like the best knives and swords that they have?
Knives or swords? Let me... Where are knives or swords listed? Right. Knives. Okay. 54. Okay. They would have a nano sword, and they would have a handblade Mark II. Both of those.
So what would that be like compared to what I have right now?
What do you have now?
Which do you have right now?
CHS, long blade and hand blade.
Okay, so both of those are improvements. The handblade Mark II is basically a +1 to your attack, and the nano sword has 1.5 armor pen and is a d6 over 2 damage.
Okay.
They're also not very expensive.
A d6 over a d6 what?
Over 2.
Let me find it.
Oh.
Over 2.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. On the other hand, the nano sword for some reason is listed as 200 credits.
Is that cheap?
No, that's double the price. I rolled at 100.
Oh, fucking hell.
Where the fuck is Distant Nights gone?
I didn't.
Sorry, I'm trying to find. There. Rick, there's a PNG in Distant Nights that shows all the melee weapons for that
Yeah.
that you were looking at.
Okay. Oh, there. Yeah.
Yeah, and the handblade Mark II is 15 credits. It's currently on sale.
It's double the price the other one. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Why even? What's the different better attack modifier?
Between what
The Mark II. Yeah, it's got a higher attack modifier. Why is
I'll
that
just buy
so?
both of them.
Uh,
I mean, I need
250.
the fucking improvement. Can I try haggle on the fucking sword then?
yeah, you can certainly try. Go ahead and
Charisma?
communication.
Ah.
Actually, no, sorry, this is persuade. Go ahead and roll convince roll. Persuasion, what am I on?
Persuasion communication doesn't matter for me. Both are -4.
Oh my god.
I'll step in and try and help. I've got a 1.
Yeah, you
Charlissandra,
you
you
should
roll
do that
first.
instead. Oh god.
Oh, look at 5.
Okay. Ooh.
15. I'm trying to help as well.
Together we have a 20.
No. So that is a 10-point gap. Let's just. Well, it's these die in it. Just fucking d10s for everything in this game. 28. No, unfortunately they are unwilling to move the price.
All right. Has Johnny got back to me from my sort of caption?
Now I'm just kind of looking on at you guys failing to negotiate a fair price for this nano sword now. Probably sitting outside the.
You fucked off somewhere else. Fuck off.
Well,
You're getting nice
you're,
at the moment.
You're currently
having
discussing stuff elsewhere about the stuff. As I say, it'll take you about an hour to do that.
Oh right.
Yeah. I would have also sent you a message if you want anything as well.
Yeah, I want 3 C1 energy crystals.
How much would 10 C1 energy crystals be? Because I need a couple as well.
I guess I'll just pay the fucking price for the nano sword then.
Wait, let's get
have
everything
200
together.
credits?
Don't we?
I have 600 credits.
What,
Oh.
600?
Yeah, I didn't spend much during character creation.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Didn't
Yeah.
But anyway.
spend the extra. Okay, you're looking for...
I don't have any armor either, so yeah.
Well, I apologise. I rolled a 98 on the 100 to see if they've got armor. So the only thing they've got is a belt, which doesn't give you an arm bonus. Energy crystals, class 1. These are usually that much. Oh yeah, okay, good roll. Yeah, you can get those for standard price at 100 marks.
210
each or
Yes, 100 marks each.
210 credits for both of the weapons.
How many shots do you get from a C1, by the way?
215. They have a capacity of 240 kilojoules, and then it depends
40, so
which weapon you're using as to how much it uses.
that's an LRB, sorry. So for a sight pistol,
For an X1, I believe, so they use...
7 shots. No, 8
an
shots.
X1, yeah, 30. Yeah, I deliberately set the amount so it's like 8, 6, 4. If you go X1, X2, X3.
100 credits for 8 shots.
No, 100
No,
marks.
marks.
100 marks. Oh, I thought you said credits there.
Each. No. No, not credits.
Basically,
Class
I'll
1
go
and 2
ahead and
energy
buy-
crystals are cheap. Oh, class 3 energy crystal is 100 credits.
Okay.
I will wire over
Those are
401.
3,800.
I'll wire over 401 credits
I
with
was
the
gonna
message.
say-
I refuse to pay double for a letter opener.
So-
I was going to say, why don't we get 30 C1s? 15 each. It means we've got enough.
Oh, the only thing that's
You
really
never
going to
know.
count there is reload time. It's going to be the only problem that you'll encounter at that point.
Whose weapon did he call a letter opener?
Like,
Yours.
Your swords.
I mean, I'm paying for it myself. I got money.
I would
That's
say,
fine by me. I'm not
I
paying
would-
200 for a goddamn sword.
I would say, in fact, maybe even get 100 and just
And I-
store some on the ships and take what we want. That's
They are-
10
And I'll-
credits. It's not massive.
Just to note,
That.
they are explosive if you don't, like, mishandle them a
Yeah.
little bit too much. So, like,
Um,
storing 100 in a crate does mean that, like, if you kick that crate, like, maybe don't.
Let's get 30 then.
Like, yeah, it is. It's like, carrying 1 or 2 is fine. But, like, if you carried 100, you kick that, it's going to go off with, like, a couple of tons of TNT worth of explosion. It's not going to be nice.
I said 2 more credits.
I'm just quickly seeing if there's anything else that I need.
There is plasma ammunition for your weapons if you guys need it. You can get
I've got 20
small
extended
I've got plenty.
canisters.
you can get small plasma canisters for 125 marks, or
There's no real benefit.
extended small plasma canisters for 275 marks.
I've got 20 of them anyway. It doesn't matter to
Yeah,
me.
I'm good on those.
Would I need any engineering supplies for the ship?
Engineering supplies. That's not a thing you'd get here. You can certainly.
I'm
try.
meaning elsewhere, but would I need elsewhere? Is there anything that I'm running low on, like tools, because they are expensive as fuck?
Duct tape.
It's more consumables at this point. Your tools are just sort of a basic set, and you don't have the money to
Yeah.
upgrade.
Duct tape.
Really, it's going to cost
Duct
you.
tape and WD-40.
No, Tom. Of course I don't have the fucking money to upgrade. Have you seen how expensive they can be?
Oh yeah, no, it's going to be like 10 to 20,000 credits to like reasonably upgrade your tool set, particularly much of it. Stuff's expensive. Then it gets
Especially, Tom. I was looking at 150 mil ring slogging wrench today.
I
They're
mean,
$2,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lois,
They are expensive. Like,
100
that's
Have
2,000.
you seen what a decent tool card costs?
1,000 credits roughly equates to £10,000. So that would be 10,000
Yeah.
credits is about £100,000. So
Aye,
you know,
fair
and
enough. Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds
Yeah.
about right. Yeah.
it's going to cost you a lot of money. Like your ammunition here for how much is it? It's like 100 marks. That's costing you about a tenner.
Aye.
For like, ammunition ain't cheap, especially energy crystals, plasma
So
canisters.
what did I lose for the weapons? How much money?
So it was 215 for both of them. Actually, let me check something before you go ahead with that. Okay, that's
Just so I know, Tom,
good enough.
what's the benefit of using a scythe over a spear? Because I'm
And
looking
how
at
much does a grenade cost?
Oh god, where are grenades? Grenades are in here somewhere. I believe... Oh right, no, grenades are just classed as light rockets. Light rockets do pretty much the same thing. Just add a thruster to the end. Which
I
is
mean, I
ridiculously
think
expensive.
they do a different type of damage mostly.
Yeah, I think they do different damage type, which, because this isn't D&D, they have different things. Light rockets are going to cost you or grenades will cost you 75 credits each.
Alright.
Per grenade?
Yes.
Nah, I'm not having that.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Because I'm just looking at this, and the spears seem to. Is there more spears scythes getting added that are slightly better? Because it seems like.
Yeah, there's a lot more weapons going to be added.
Right, I was going to say
a
because
whole
it
host of
seems
stuff
like
changing.
I've got to the top of the.
Oh yeah, no.
Scythe already.
And I actually just rolled to see if they would have, because I know roughly what it is. I just haven't had space and haven't listed down the stats, but I know exactly what the next couple of swords are going to be, and I was just rolling to see if they would.
There are 5 spears, 3 sides, 2 hammers, 2 swords, 3 knives. Yeah.
And 18. Yeah. So they will actually have a very basic plasma based sword if you want one, Rick. Before you take 200 credits off, so let me.
What does that do? Then
65, so it'll be slightly more above average. Well, for one, it would do. It would still count as slashing, but it's basically it does. It's just kind of the next one up. The attack modifier will be +2. The average price is going to be about 300 credits. And I just rolled slightly higher, so it would be 350 credits based on what I roll. The weight would be
350. Okay.
Yeah, the damage is a d6 halved. Armor penetration is only 1. So it's not a d6 halved, it would be just a d6 damage. The armor penetration is only 1, and the damage type is slashing.
Ha! I've got a d6 +1 and
So
armor penetration of 2. Ha!
Johnny, did you want to look into weapons at all?
Nah, these guys are spending all my money.
I'm not spending any of your money.
Okay, he is.
Do you have any knives or anything? Like, do you want a nano knife?
No, I have an X1 laser pistol. What more?
I don't think they have a nano knife, do they?
No, they don't. But there is one. Like you guys picked up.
Yeah.
Is a nano knife better than a Mark II, or?
All right, Gav. I mean.
Yeah.
No, Gav, Johnny.
The nano knife is better than Mark II.
Oh, it's up to you.
Look, if I were to buy anything, it would be an X3 laser sniper, and that's 1,000 credits. Ain't gonna happen.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna get the plasma sword then.
That's
Even though I still do
1,000
less
credits.
damage than the fucking Lexie.
I mean, how much does a plasma sword cost?
A plasma sword would cost you 350 credits here.
And is that normal?
It's slightly above.
I would say it means that you've got something in close quarters.
Yeah.
You take that and spend 50 of your 100 XP to get sword fighting.
So there's 360 for the sword and the knife, right?
365. The knife is the
Okay.
Mark II, so it would be 20, but it's down to 15.
Yeah,
Sorry?
I'll pay for that.
It's Dex as well, so it's not too bad for you considering we need Enforce flying anyway.
Ugh. I don't even have experience yet.
We got 100.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you guys got 100 experience last time.
Okay.
We'll have to take a long rest before you can get your experience.
Surely we've had a long rest by now.
Sorry, not get your experience. Spend your experience. So it would take a long rest after you get this because you don't want to spend it on.
Fair
effectively
enough.
to this point. But that seems kind of likely, you know? Hey?
Yeah.
How much was it?
350 for the plasma
Could I?
sword.
Yeah, I'll wire that over. Oh wait, no, is that a sword for me or who's that sword for? Cause
That would be for you as well.
Rick's
Oh,
buying.
no, so that-
Charlissandra's buying her own.
Yeah, I'll pay for Charlissandra. Oh yeah, she's buying her own, isn't she? No, I'm not
Yeah.
buying a sword.
Gav,
Okay.
you need something.
You-
You're shite in close
No,
combat.
I need to not get in close combat next time. That's what I
well,
need.
That's
I would have it
Debate.
just in case. Like,
alright.
but fine.
Sure.
How could I get a shield as well? In fact, if I had a shield, could I use a scythe as well?
A scythe is a two-handed weapon,
So no.
so yeah, no. Shields.
Is there any shields? Just for my curiosity.
Let's see.
Because Charlissandra,
Ooh.
she's
Yes,
using a
because I rolled
sword.
4.
Is there like some sort of black market or anything else where you could find like armor?
You could try if you knew where to get to a black market. If they would have a
It's a
shield, they would have a reactive shield, and they would also have a simple shield.
How much reactive shields and what do they do?
Well, reactive shield is the best one. Let me.
Charlissandra, how much are they?
Ooh,
And you can
okay.
use them with swords, can't you?
Yes, because they're one-handed, but it is going to cost you 500 credits. I rolled I rolled 96, and above 95 is double price. Under 5 is half price. Is what I'm going with.
Oh,
On sale or just low in stock and high in demand, effectively.
I would say not getting a shield at the moment is the best idea for you because that's too much.
You could get a simple shield, which is
what advantage did like off and blade give me again?
so that gives you a bonus to your defense value.
Ah, yeah.
Because Charlissandra, I think it gave you like a +2 bonus to your defense actually, which is the
What
same
did-
as a simple shield.
Okay, yeah.
Charlissandra fights with a sword in one hand, and like similar to how Japan you have the katana and a wakizashi, which is like the tiny katana, effectively uses a dagger for that. Which is why the character art of Charlissandra has 2 swords.
Yeah.
Alright.
And so there's a custom feat that's being added in the next version. So I didn't add it into this one, but it's basically a custom thing for exactly that. It just gives you a +2 bonus to your defense if you have that feat and a dagger in your second hand. You can use it to attack.
Okay.
It's just like you can use it to like block enemy blades away and stuff.
Right, that makes
you know
sense.
what?
Yeah.
Someone get me a second X1 laser pistol.
How much are they and do they have them?
X1 laser pistol. Let's look at this.
Welcome to the shopping episode!
Yep.
We did not think it would be one.
15. They do indeed. They have all the way up to X4s. If anyone wants an auto blaster. 74. Good. That's going to cost you a little bit extra.
By the way, what was
Extra
what was the
150 usually. It'll cost you 175 credits.
Sure thing.
the defense based off again?
I believe it's your agility plus armor. Plus cover if you have it.
Agility plus armor plus 10.
Yes.
I
sorry,
did it-
agility modifier, yeah.
I did it actually at a +2 apparently for my offhand blade. So my defense is 17 instead of 15.
Oh. Well, you'll get
Hmm.
hit less now, so that's good.
Yeah.
Are you adding heavy armor to the next build, by the way? Just so I know.
I'm going to be adding heavy armor and power armor to the next build. So
Okay,
it'll take
good,
a
because
while. For the record, the next build may require quite a lot of character sheet tweaks because I'm attempting to lower the number of stats because that's a thing that kind of needs doing, and I'm attempting to. But what I'm gonna have to basically talk to you guys and go through it, and there'll be a whole process of how you guys want to do this because I don't want to screw you over with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it may just be re-roll, or it may be we take average of like the stats that are effectively condensed, and we'll go through it because it's a.
We'll need to go through it.
Yeah, it'll be a whole thing, but we'll go through that at some point. But that's a little ways off for now.
Yeah.
So expect stats to change, but like relative to other weapons, it's going to be the same thing, effectively. You know?
Right. Because I'm starting to get to the point where I want to move over to heavy armor. 'Cause
Yeah, if you're going for the tank, heavy
I'm-
armor will be sort of next up.
I am going full tank in this.
Yeah. I mean, you're still a ways off power armor, because power armor is going to be ridiculously expensive, of course.
I was guessing by the fact that it's 500 fucking XP to get
Yeah.
the skill for it in the first place, but
I mean, there will be
Like-
multiple levels of heavy armor, and I might even, hopefully, I'll have multiple levels of light and medium armor as well.
yeah, like I just want to get to the stage where I'm just a tank. Like I don't need a shield. My armor class is high enough at the moment. Just
Yeah,
I can
basically,
get whacked.
with each update that I'm doing, and especially to like the bigger updates, there will be a lot more content, as well as the rules being updated and fixed, and the rulebook being updated and fixed as well. There will be a lot more content being added. So.
Also, is there going to be a skill to increase your stun slightly?
Probably not. I might make something along the lines of I might make a perk that does something similar to that.
Yeah.
I think there's a resilient perk in here somewhere.
Is there? Alright.
I feel like I should probably have the
Everything
rulebook that
to
I'm looking
get-
through open on the screen, but I don't.
I've got
it's
a
on the
feeling that
second
everything
screen.
needs to be condensed and all of that as well. Just
Yeah, there's our massive changes coming, but I'm going to make sure that everything works to the best of my ability with your guys' current characters, because we've done that, and we're not fucking it up this time.
fair enough.
I'm also I'm going to completely change how starting gear works and that kind of stuff.
Starting gear wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I'm
Like-
just removing starting gear. You're just going to be able to put money into basically your starting XP. Just put it into credits, and it'll just be a better conversion rate than what it is, so that you can just buy gear.
I would
I like the way
instead
Shadowrun
of
does
for starting gear, I would change it from XP to something else. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is also something I'm going to be doing. I'm not sure what to call it, but it'll be called like karma or
XP.
something.
starting points,
That was
Silver
also what I
points.
considered.
just that's the only time they use SP is good enough.
There's
yeah.
just so much stuff like that. So
But yeah, right.
anyway,
So is there anything else we need?
is there anything else you guys need?
No, it's fucking.
I don't think so.
None of
How
your
much
AI
money
is
do we
in
have left?
body buying.
604 credits.
What can I spend the rest of Gav's money on?
Nothing.
604 credits. Considering I rolled so well for weapons so far, let's just give this a go. First of all, oh no, that's a little bit out of your price range. Rail weapons. Also a little bit out of your price range. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, no, I checked.
You know what? Let's just give it a go, because I could roll well. Well, they don't have that one. They don't have that one.
Look, if they have a revolver or a rail pistol, then for a good price, then I wouldn't be spending my money on a bloody X1.
Well, yeah, I sort of assume, and I'm just going through it. Ixitium's kind of the thing you want in the end, right?
Whatever's the biggest pistol.
That's the biggest sniper rifle is the Ixitium. But it's
That
also
too.
100k, so
Yeah, exactly.
it's recently
by the way,
declassified military tech. Okay, so they do have a rail pistol. Let me just...
By the way, did we find a nano blade?
Yeah, I rolled a 76 for the price, so it's gonna
Yes,
cost a
I
little bit more.
Yeah,
think either
no.
you or.
There was one nano blade that you guys found, yes.
By the way, Gav, don't buy
Yeah?
an X1. I've just noticed I've got one anyway.
Oh shit, okay.
And if you want it, you can take it. I
Absolutely, I'll
wouldn't mind
take it.
having it, but I can use my pistol instead.
For some reason, I got the X1 written down 2 times in my inventory.
Yeah,
Um,
I wouldn't mind having a somewhat reasonable pistol, but
Yeah.
if
So-
you want a pistol, you can have it.
If you guys have 1,050 credits, you can get a rail pistol for 1,050 credits, because... Yeah, but unfortunately I rolled a bit high on that.
No.
How about no?
They're just... At that age, you're beginning to get into sort of military level weaponry and that kind of stuff. Costs quite a bit
How
of money.
much money do you have?
It's quite difficult to get.
Gav, how much money do you have?
779 credits.
Guys,
I got 255.
Is that
Yeah,
plus
I'd
the
rather not.
X1?
That's
And
yes.
it's not. I think that's
Why did you try to haggle down the price then?
He's not-
Because I want a good deal.
Haggle down the
He's
price
not-
to get a good deal.
Yeah.
If you can afford it, because usually base price is 1,000. If you can afford it for 750.
Here's the thing, I don't want to spend that money on a pistol. What if something else comes up we need to spend money on?
Yeah.
Like, if I spend it on the pistol now, you're broke. I'm broke.
Welcome to being a cartographer, guys. The SES pays enough to get by, not really enough to keep moving up in the world.
I think that's enough for what we want to do now.
Yeah, if we get like filthy rich out of what is essentially this military report, then we might do some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't think we will be so lucky.
So what?
I need to go one place quickly. I need to go to the electronics store to buy a couple of things.
Okay.
So by the way, what did we do with the nano blade that we found?
I thought I gave it to either you or Gav.
I didn't write it down, so.
Gav,
What?
do you have the nano blade?
No, I don't.
Okay. Rick, you didn't write it down.
Charlissandra, you
Okay.
have a nano blade. Note that down. Okay. So you
What
want
did
to go
that
to
give me?
look up the nano blade, which is in here. It is it's only +1 to hit, but it does d4/2 damage.
Yeah,
And has
I
half an
mean,
AP.
if I use it offhand.
Oh, it's the same. Still just a +2.
Oh, okay. Well, still, I'll use that.
But you know, if you make an attack with it, it does more damage. So yeah. And it's a cooler weapon. I don't know. So you are going to look for an electronics place. There's no sort of basic electronics place that's really openly visible. You can ask around to find one if you want.
Yeah.
But
Like,
that is
I'm
communication.
not looking for advanced stuff. I'm just looking for basic sort of
Right.
wire, these sort of like basic stuff.
Okay, go ahead and roll a communication.
Roll a stat.
This is
Can it be persuasion?
no,
Or
this is just communication because you just stopping someone on the street and hey, do you know? And it's just a real simple thing. Or you could roll a 3. Good. Okay.
Tom, I actually rolled a 6.
You roll a 3.
No, I rolled a 6 and then had a -3 onto that to get down to 3.
Good
So you
fisted.
do. It takes you a little while, but you do manage to get yourself pointed in the direction of a pretty basic store that sells some sort of electronic stuff. Basically, the check was to find whether you could get one that was all on the up and up, or one that dealt with more advanced, perhaps not yet released stuff. You got the one that was on the up and up.
Alright.
You just got a basic sort of electronic store that turns out it was they're all for some reason just not on this deck, and you have to go down 2 decks, and yeah, you find one.
Yeah.
So,
Pretty much, I need like 100 meters of or just I'll probably buy it in bulk because it's pretty simple. 100 meters of thin wire, both red and black, some RGB LEDs, sort of that stuff, switches.
the guy gives you some kind of a curious look, and all right then, I'm sure we can do that.
I'll buy stuff like a couple of Arduinos while I'm there as well, probably.
Not Arduinos.
Their effective version of Arduinos, like the Arduino Nano, sort of that level.
The effective version of the Arduino, that kind of size, has the kind of computing power that my laptop does now, that I spent $2.5 grand on. So, yeah, and it's that kind of size, and it's
That's
almost that
pointless.
basic. They're really, really good. It just
what-
kind of doesn't go below that level.
You talking about your old?
I mean, I'll get that. It's pointless, but I'll get that. Like,
Yeah.
that much power for an Arduino is not that. It's pointless, but
Yeah.
anyway.
It uses a similar amount of voltage to what you currently have, and it like you can do really complex stuff with them.
Alright. This is not going
Yeah.
to be complex what I'm doing.
Computing power is quite cheap, effectively. Okay, so
Yeah. I'll
for
buy a couple of batteries and just sort of any other sort of electronics like
batteries
resistors.
are just energy crystals. You can buy Class 1 energy crystals here. They do sell them for more than they do at the other place, though.
I've got a couple of class ones anyway.
Yeah.
So no.
But Class 1 energy crystals are usually batteries. They also have effectively a Class 1 It's known as Type B, which is a capacitor type, so you can charge it up and then it releases all of its energy extremely quickly. And those are red instead
I've
of green.
just had another thought. Yeah, can I get that as well?
Okay, those will cost you effectively double, so they're 200 marks each. Because they're a lot harder to make.
Wires, what, sorry?
So, all in all, you can get, you want 200 meters of wire, red and black, thin sort of, just for basic wiring.
In fact, make that 300 because I also want white or something that's not that, as
okay,
sort of
so 300 meters
data sort of stuff.
300 meters of basic wire. You want, let's call it 300 meters of miscellaneous wire. You want some, basically some basic lights. Those are really, really cheap. LEDs. You're going to need like little resistors and that kind of stuff if you're plugging LEDs and stuff in to make your new weapons or flashy.
Oh yeah, no,
I
imagine no, that's only part of what I'm doing. I had another thought when you said the capacitor.
Yeah, you worry me. I know exactly what you're doing. You're attempting to turn it into a fucking flashbang.
Sort of. Like, I'm going to electrify it as well. You know?
I'm in full... Oh, that's entirely doable, and I'm in full support of this.
I'm going to whack them and I'm going to stun them or some bullshit. Like, this is turning into Percy level bullshit. Yes.
You're making a diplomacy. I'm okay with this. Absolutely. It'll require recharging, which takes some time, and you'll be able to do it like once per fight. Just trigger it every time on a hit. Yeah, we're writing up some basic rules for it between us, but...
Yeah. I'll buy like 5 basic capacitors, because...
Okay, those are going to cost you... So that'll be a credit worth of capacitors. The little... what do you call it? Tiny little computers, they'll cost you a credit each. And the wire will make 2 credits for the wire. So, just because you want 300 meters of it. And it's various different...
I'll get resistors of all sizes, like... That will be, I would imagine, like 2 or 3 credits.
If you want, you can get basically a box that has just a whole bunch of selection, all neatly sorted by voltage and size and everything. And you can get that for, let's say, 4 credits.
Tom, I bought 10,000 for, what was that, like, 4 credit. That
credits.
will be 4 marks, Tom.
Nah, it's 4 credits. This is basically an endless supply that you've got here of every single size that you can.
Alright, endless supply of resistors.
Just effectively, yeah, you're going to have like 20,000 of each.
Yeah.
It's quite a big box. It's actually it's kind of almost cargo crate sized. It's like 4 credits. You just get it shipped to your ship if you want that.
Big capacitors, misc wires, LED/light. I'll buy something like a Bluetooth module as well.
Wireless module. You'd have those for each of the little computers. You just turn it on and off. Yeah, they'd come
Alright, I've got a load of that stuff. Yeah, that'll do. I'll send a message over to Gav saying that I need 12. Or over to Johnny saying that I need 10 credits.
I send him like 20 credits and I tell him not to bother me for every single transaction he has to make.
There we go. That's me. That's all I need to do, and I'll go and start tinkering on the shite.
Are you?
Oh, good grief.
Are you doing anything with the sort of extra data slates and that kind of stuff that you guys got?
What do we still have? We've got 3 data sheets, 2 smartwatches.
Pretty sure you gave 1 smartwatch back.
No, we had 3
originally. So, yeah, you had 3. That's my bad,
yeah. I want a smartwatch for myself.
Yep.
At least 1, because
fact,
both the smartwatches will not be going anywhere just because there's not a fucking chance that my character would give them away. Like,
oh my god.
Yeah, you could try and sell one if you want. Or you can keep it, it's up to you, For now,
the data slates...
everywhere you see, you don't see those.
Yeah,
you don't see anyone wearing them. You don't see them anywhere.
Oh, I'm wearing it, and I've made it sure everyone can see it. Just it's right there. But we've got 3 spare data slates. Is there anything that we could use them for, or just sell
them? I mean, a data slate is just sort of a terminal computational device.
How much could I sell one for?
These are just sort of basic data slates, yeah?
Yeah.
Where is the list of miscellaneous gear? Data slate. Okay. So let's see what the supply level is like here, and then base that price on that. 92, which is low supply. So you can sell them for 75 credits each.
I'll sell 2.
Okay, that's 150 credits. Yeah, you sell those to the guy, and he's happy to take them for 150. He offers you 150. You can attempt to get more if you want.
Oh, I'll definitely attempt to get more then.
That's a persuade roll.
16.
Not bad.
16. Let's just... Oh my god.
What?
A 9 and an 8. I'll give you 200 credits for him, max.
200. I'll take the 200. Is that 200 each or 200 for both?
Yeah, 200 for both.
Oh, okay.
Aww.
Damn.
That would
yeah.
have been a serious price increase.
It would be 4 times default price, which the supply wasn't high enough for that.
You know, couldn't have hurt to try. But yeah. Oh, back in the previous place, could I try and sell in the weapons place? Can I try and sell a belt and a pistol holder? I forgot to try and sell them.
Yeah, you can certainly try. Let's see. Those are armor.
I know belts were.
Armor table.
You rolled
belts.
96.
Yeah, belts are the only thing they currently have. They're 50
Okay.
marks though, and holster is 500 marks. So let's see.
What the marks?
78, low supply. Okay, so you can sell them both for, let's call the belt 100 marks, the holster 600 marks. So you can sell them both for 700 marks.
Can I try and get that up to? I'll try and persuade them again to get higher.
Sure.
12. Just a nice long 1 credit.
No, you are.
No. All right,
I'm not
so
taking
7
any of that.
marks.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's right. Worth a shot. Right. Yeah. Jesus, I've got a bit more money than I was expecting. Anything else that we need, or?
I've almost got enough money to get a rail pistol.
Yeah, no. We need that money for unforeseen expenses.
But damn it, I want you to go. No, okay.
I'll go get some. Yeah. I'll just go off now, back down to the docking area to try and make sure that the ship's getting repaired now. Just.
Okay, you'd
I
have to
would
go
like
to. Yeah, you'd have to go to the dock offices. Wouldn't be actually to your ship.
Yeah,
to do
I
that.
meant down into that area
Yeah. Okay.
while they're wandering around or
So-
whatnot.
Back down to deck 0. All right. It'll take you a little while to get there. So, what are
Yeah.
the other two of you doing?
I'm gonna file a report.
Okay.
I'll
Hopefully.
just probably go back to the ship if I get everything.
So you're heading with Lexie.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Okay. So you two head off down to the dock offices. Johnny, you're looking for the naval place, yes? Naval
Yeah,
offices. All right.
the Navy.
Easy enough to find. Big, stands out. Big building. It's got like fancy adornment, Navy logo all across it. You make your way in. You find the receptionist sort of sitting there. It's a what do you call it? A friend guy who's sort of leaning back, feet on the desk, half asleep in his chair, from what you can tell. And he makes no move to do anything as you approach.
I'll walk right up to the up to the desk. Excuse me, sir.
He sort of opens one eye and looks at you. What do you want?
I just returned from the Distant Nights expedition, and I would like to file a report of military interest. Who would I file this report with?
Oh, what do you want? What's your report about?
Well, I would first like to assure that I'm speaking to the competent authorities. Lieutenant Commander Jonathan Bentley sent me here.
Oh God, what's your report about?
Look, the greater part of the Distant Nights fleet has gone missing, and there's reason to believe, and the Distant Nights itself has been hijacked.
Oh good, missing persons report. He just sort of leans back, points you towards the corridor.
No.
On the end, on the left. Missing persons reports. Goodbye.
The Distant Nights, the mothership was hijacked.
I heard you.
Fine. I'll head down that corridor.
You head down, down sort of the corridor he pointed you at. It's on the left at the end, as he says. Not particularly difficult to find.
I look at other plates to see, you know, what kind of names I see there, what kind of departments.
You see sort of all sorts of military stuff. Like, the one that you are looking for is the one that you're heading towards. It would be the public information desk. Not public information. The public information desk where you just came from. God, what's the word? Public offices. That's the one. That's where you're going to, and you'd see like to the shooting range and to staff areas. Just a whole bunch of signs that just say staff only on most of them that don't actually tell you what they are.
Which one? And he sent me to effectively public affairs.
Yeah, public offices.
Best place to start.
Fine.
You're not going to get anywhere with there. You might get someone that actually
I'll go
gives
to
you it.
public officers.
Okay. Yeah, you head over to public offices. It's you head in. There's a small waiting room. It's a pretty small area with not much going on at all. There's a few people waiting around. There's a little, very small desk that has a guy in military uniform who appears to have been on a shift for about far too long. He looks absolutely hammered. Not hammered, knackered. And has a pot
Well,
of
to be
what
honest,
you
he's
can assume is
probably
coffee.
hammered as well, surely, if he's been up that long.
No, but he does have a pot of what you can assume is coffee, and like 4 mugs next to him that are empty. He's just sort of slowly sipping on it.
It's turning into my boss. Does one of the mugs have mold into it, or?
Right. I'll just walk up to him.
If you were there, but you're
Sure
not.
thing. Hang on.
Okay.
I'm not there. I'm just.
I don't care. I want to roll perception because I'm good at it.
There's a macro for this, dude. 18. Yeah. One of them does have a bit of mold in the bottom.
Ugh.
It's Peter.
You go up to him and he sort of looks up at you, just sips his coffee.
Hello, sir. I'm here to file a report regarding the Distant Nights mission.
Yeah, distant. Yeah. Right. And he sort of pulls out a data slate, taps a few things.
Yeah, I get my data slate out as well.
He hands you the data slate. It's got a form on it. If you could just fill this in, please.
I'll have a quick glance at the form first.
It's a basic form. Asks for all of your details, because of course, handing in false tips. And then it's all about sort of has like what the form classifies under and all that kind of stuff as to what you're reporting exactly. Just ask for the details. It's basically a report form.
I'll just look back up at him. Excuse me, how serious are these reports taken and how long does it take for them to be processed?
Processing can take anywhere from 2 to 3 days. All reports are looked at and signed by higher authorities. And you see him glance down as he says this. Oh fuck, it was out of order. sips his coffee again.
Yeah.
You see the corner of a piece of paper that appears to be
right.
taped to the inside of the desk.
Sir, I'll file my report. However, I would like to speak to a higher officer myself. Lieutenant Commander Jonathan Bentley sent me. This is of a very serious matter.
I have no idea who that is. Lieutenant Commander, you say?
Yes, sir.
Alright, fine. Take a seat. Fill out the form. I'll go find someone.
Thank you.
He continues to sip his coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see the other people around are also filling out forms. One of them goes up, hands the form in, he looks at it, sort of basically thanks them, doesn't fuck off. Puts the form to one side, doesn't really care. A few minutes later, just as you're sort of filling out the form, and another officer walks in. This one's a Delark woman, and scolds him about loudly on the number of coffee cups that he has at his desk, and then basically makes him pick them all up, and he scurries off. And she takes his place.
Okay.
Come at the end of a shift. So, what
Yeah.
what exactly do you fill in on the form?
Um,
I'm not
On
quite
this
Matt Mercer,
form,
so I haven't made the form for you.
I will fill in that I will fill in the names of all the missing ships. Say they have gone missing within this sector. Rendezvous point was there, they were not there. Signals were picked up there, there, and there. One crew was rescued.
Okay.
And you know what? I am indeed going to fill in just the missing people report.
Okay.
For now.
Alright, so
And then
after
I'm gonna try my luck with the Duloc lady.
Sure. So you walk up to the desk and... hi, how can I help you?
Hello, I just came in to fill in this report and I handed in. Ma'am, I'm
takes it,
sorry to say,
begins to look at it.
how is she looking right now? Is she still fresh? Is she a more kind person, or is she equally uninterested as the rest of the fucking staff here?
Roll communication, because that's an insight check.
Uh-huh. No.
Yeah, see, this is going to be like
It's 3.
charisma with focus, judge intention.
Oh, for fuck's sake, that's a hell of a poor roll.
6. Oh god, that was a good roll. So, it appears that she appears to be either sort of awake, not falling asleep. She's definitely reading your report, unlike the other guy who just put it to one side.
Yeah.
Or she's at least glancing over it. You can't get much of a read on her otherwise, so quite hard to read.
Forgive me, but I have the feeling your colleagues are not taking me very seriously. I returned from the distant Ninth expedition after it went horrendously wrong. My ship is the only one to return from it so far, and possibly the only one that will ever return. A great many of them have gone missing. I would like to speak to a higher authority to ensure that my report goes through. This is not just a ship going missing, this is all ships going missing.
Tactical? No, this is... Roll a political knowledge.
Political knowledge? Oh boy,
Yeah,
'cause
military
I have
ranks would be
that.
politics knowledge.
-1 success.
Unfortunately, you are unable to judge what her rank is based on the uniform.
Yeah.
She takes it, she locks it in. Okay, well, that's quite a serious report, if what you say is true. Yeah, we'll have to question you. When can we get back to you?
Oh. Right now. I have all the time in the world.
Good.
Virtually.
Okay. I will contact one of my superiors and see if they can be of use. She puts the datapad aside on top of the other one, and she pulls
I
up
just
like...
looks sort of relieved, And I say, thank you, ma'am.
She pulls up a small, like little thing on the desk that just sort of built into it. Just puts a hand on it, pulls it up, and this holographic like cylinder comes up out of the desk with her, and she pulls out a few sort of effectively like pins out of it. Places them on
Ma'am,
the
should
desk.
I call my crew as well? Should I be here for this?
Yes, that would be ideal. I think as many points of reference as you can get. That would be all 5
in all
crew members,
sense.
yes?
No, I only have a crew of 3. You must be talking about my passengers.
Yes. Do you think you'll be able to contact them as well?
I will give it a quick check, and I am going to contact Lady Kareen first.
Okay. Let me.
Well, I'm gonna try and call her.
You try and call her, but it goes through to an answering machine, effectively.
I'll just then I'll say into the phone, Miss Green, I'm here at the military office at whatever the name of the station is, and I will be verbally filing my report shortly. They were asking if you can be present. Thank you. Click. After that, Leo?
Alrighty. Let me. You attempt to call him as well?
Yep.
Yeah. Leo picks up. Hey, sup, Johnny? What can I do for you?
Leo Denigariath. I am currently at the military offices, and I am about to be interviewed regarding the report I'm gonna hand in here regarding this night's expedition. They're asking if you can come here as well.
I'm currently on a transport out of system. Sorry.
Well then.
Give him a call number if you need it, but that's the best I can give.
Okay. Oh, that'll have to wait for another time then. Thank you very much, Leo.
No
have
problem.
a good trip.
Click.
And then I'll put Lexie and Charlissandra in a conference call.
Yeah.
Eyo, we're on the way back to the ship to make sure it actually gets repaired, because, you know.
Aye, you might want to hurry up. I'm at the military offices. They want my report and they want its stats. And they want you here as well.
Meanwhile, you just hear me like tapping on the data slate, not knowing how it works.
I love the fact that's exactly Lewis's response to being asked to do something in real life as well.
We'll do it after I get the ship started to be fixed and all of that. And maybe they will want me to help, but
right, and I don't
we'll
know
be
how
there
long
when
that's
we
gonna
can.
take. Look, I can't get
Neither
in touch
do
with
I.
Lady Kareen first, so I don't think she's ready to get to see to the ship yet. Get to the military offices ASAP.
I'd imagine she's ran away already, just onto a ship or something.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know.
probably. I don't want you guys to run away. Military officers ASAP.
We'll see.
This is a command as your captain. Military
I give him a
officers
middle
ASAP.
finger and hang up.
I'll drag Lexie with me to the military offices.
Wait, no. I then walk over to your data slate and show you how to hang up as well, considering you're
Oh.
probably pressing all the wrong
Yeah.
buttons.
Yes. I got a technology of -4.
God, yeah.
I will then, for the rest of the ship, give him the idiot's guide of how to use the data slate. So this big red button here with the phone on it, that means hang up. This thing here, this big green thing, means call.
But
Got
how do I choose who to call?
You go into contacts, the picture with this person, and then with the massive words underneath it, contacts, you click on there.
So confusing.
And then you select the one that you want to call, and then you press the massive fucking green button. I just do that the entire time.
So you
As soon
get,
as I hang up my device, and I put down my data, I just turn to the woman and I just say, "Civilian cruiser pain."
Well, you could always try enlisting. There is a lot of places open at the moment.
Yeah, I heard.
I quickly
Hey.
message slightly later. We are not enlisting in any army. Fuck you if you do.
Oh, I'm not enlisting us.
So yeah, I'm just dragging Lexie to the military offices.
No, I'm off to fix the ship first. I need to solicitate
No,
that.
I'm carrying you
Fuck
there.
off! No, that warp thing's going to take at least a fucking day. I'd quite like to get that sorted out now.
I'm carrying you there.
I
Okay.
continue. I
Roll
can actually
strength,
fuck off
both
and
of
do
you.
that.
Both of you roll
Yes.
strength.
Oh my god, I love this.
Can I roll dex to try and avoid him?
No, it's roll strength.
Beat that. Ah, yes.
Fuck.
20. You attempt to dodge out of the way, and you dodge the first swipe at you. Charlissandra eventually manages to get a grip on you. Your armor suddenly not helping you as it slows you down and lifts you into the air.
I just start shouting, "Help! I'm being abducted! I'm being abducted! Help! 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 He's kidnapping me! Help!"
She.
She.
Shut up. Onto the military offices we go.
Does anything come up and try and?
Yeah, the station guard will arrive with their
Yes!
weapons out.
I'll ignore him and continue to the military offices.
Oh my god.
You see four men would walk up. They're wearing armor. You can hear the very faint sound of servo motors underneath their armor.
Oh god.
These are wearing power armor as they approach with
I'll
expensive-looking rifles in hand.
I'll just say relax, we're onto the military offices. He's just ignoring a captain's command.
No, I'm not. He's abducting me. He's abducting me.
She.
She.
I just let out a deep sigh.
They look at each other, kind of confused and prove it. Rifles are pointing at you, Charlissandra. At the last go. Put it down.
I'll put her down, but keep her close.
Yeah.
No. I move away slightly.
You move away.
Like,
Two of them are weapons trained on you, two of them are weapons trained on Charlissandra.
this is not how I expected that to go.
Prove your claim.
How do you want me to prove it?
You say you're taking her to the military officers.
Military officers.
Who's your commanding officer?
This is Captain Johnny something. Sorry, this is I don't know your name. Johanna, yes, Captain Johannes Vandenberg.
What's your rank?
What's my rank? I don't know. What is it?
ACS2, you fool.
ACS2.
That's the only rank you anything close to a rank you have.
What's your rank is military rank. You don't.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, he's filing a report there. He wants us to come. It's quite important.
You rank name. Pointing at
Me?
yeah.
I'm not in the army. Fuck that. ACS level 2. But yeah.
These are fucking goddamn weirdos, a lot of you. Right, you, contact your captain.
Who is he pointing at?
You.
Oh, I got my data slate out and I'll fiddle around with it.
Considering you are just shown the very basics of how to call someone.
Gotta roll a technology for this to see how it goes.
Sure.
Yeah, I
just
think
wanna roll a
actually he
technology
has
for
to.
it.
Roll the technology, just see how long it takes.
Oh, that's a minus 47 by accident. It's actually an 8 plus 4, I see.
Yeah, so 8 plus 4,
18.
so
12.
12. Okay, it doesn't take you very long to call them at all.
Oh.
Yeah, you managed to do it quite quickly. You rolled well enough.
I had set it up so it was massive fucking buttons. Like,
Just turn the app
I
size
set
up to
it up in
maximum.
granny mode.
I mean, it wouldn't be granny mode, it's just large hand mode, and gaming drafting, you would have larger hands. Like, such a thing is quite common. Yeah, so you managed to call him. Johnny, you get a call from Charlissandra.
I'll pick up. Charlissandra?
Someone wants to speak to you, and I just hand it over to the officer.
You there? Who are you? Rank, name. It's an officer. You see station security. Quite obvious.
Captain Johannes Vandenberg of the ACS Adventure.
These two your crew? He turns it around so you can see the two of them.
Yeah? What's the matter?
Alright.
I was being abducted by him. He's trying to kidnap me.
Her.
Alright, you're being charged under a false report of a crime.
It wasn't forced. I didn't want to go there. I was getting dragged there. I was being abducted.
I think your plan backfired.
Lexie Bennett, you're going against my orders again, aren't you? Get to the military officer's stats.
Fuck off.
Also, that's coming out of your pocket.
Very well. Your ship will be left in lockdown until you pay your fine. 300 credits.
How much is the fine? 100 credits. Ah,
300.
right. Oh, 300. Gav, I
Credits?
don't have that.
Credits or marks?
Credits.
Didn't you just sell a bunch of junk?
Holy
I've
fuck.
got 230.
Yeah. It's a lot of money.
I
300
wire
credits.
7.
This goes on your personal record. I would read you your rights if you had any. You don't. He hangs up
I
and hands you
don't
the data slate
have
back.
Thank you.
I wire Lexie exactly 71 credits.
Okay, I paid.
Okay. You pay him 300 credits?
With the
Yeah.
message, that's the last thing I'm sending you.
Alright. So, you hand over 300 credits. He pulls out like a data chip to put it on, which is kind of strange. But it's a station security
Why
setting.
is that?
Doesn't go into his account. It goes into a data chip that he can then hand in, effectively.
Right.
So you're not paying him. He notes down reports, takes a picture of both of you, like a 3D scan, basically. Very well, this is on your permanent record. Don't do this again next time. It costs an awful lot more. You won't be able to pay it. They walk off.
Just checking. Is the permanent record just for this station?
It's a
That
permanent
entirely
record for...
depends on if this station shares its databases with anyone, and
It's
I
a
know.
personal record just for Lexie or for both of us?
it'd be for the whole crew.
Oh.
I have to
This is not how I thought this would go. This is not.
False
Wait.
report crimes.
Oh, come on. I'll just...
I have anything to do with this?
I'll grab her by the arm and drag her along again.
I mean, just roll a social knowledge, Lexie.
Firstly, I would not say that that's a good idea to drag me along again.
She
One
does it
success?
anyway.
You don't know, but frontier stations often do share their databases with other stations.
Do.
Yes.
Fuck.
Wait, so the whole ACSS adventure is on the record now? Yes.
Yes.
Would at least
Okay.
know how long it will stay on a record.
It's a permanent
It's
record.
permanent.
Forever, you
Permanent.
fool.
Okay, right.
If
Fuck.
this weren't a game, you'd be fired.
Come on, none of us thought that was going to happen.
No, that is true. That seems very
I
unreal.
did think it would turn out bad, but not this bad.
Like I
I
thought,
mean, oh,
oh,
it's
I
gonna
would
work,
get
I guess.
away. You get like one station guard turn up, give us a scarf on the wrist, maybe 30 credits max, and I get to carry on doing what I actually wanted to do. Not a 300 fucking credit fine and a permanent record.
On the whole ship, for fuck's sake of all
Yeah,
things.
like
Oh, it does list like who's responsible, crew member, yeah. It lists basically the ship's record would be that effectively if you that your ship has a crew member who has committed a low-level crime before. If you know, this is effectively considered like a minor felony, I guess would be the word.
not that with that fucking fine. It's not.
Yeah, it is.
You don't want to commit a massive felony then.
Right, let's go kill someone. We'll need to buy a space. We own a space station. We'll sell that and we'll pay half of it.
Not quite. They just, like, the death penalty is a thing in some sectors.
Tom, that fine is absolutely ridiculous.
Yes, and that's entirely the point.
Would I at least have known before I'd done all of this shite?
Probably not, to be honest. Because, yeah, that kind of stuff's actually, they don't tell you unless you get it. Like, you kind of have to do it or know people who've done it, and you don't hang around in the kind of places where people who've got that kind of got bounties, that kind of stuff do. A lot of the time, they, especially like the military and that, they use it to force conscription. It is also about 3 to 4 times larger than any fine that you've heard of for a similar kind of crime, just being around. It is significantly high compared to anything you would have heard of before, which may have something to do with their attempting to force people into conscription.
Right.
That would be a logical enough deduction. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just drag her along by the arm again. Well, this time by the arm. First time I had her just in like carrying in my arms.
I would walk along with you at this point. Just my bank account's been drained because of the fucking rules. They're stupid. Like, I am visibly annoyed at this.
Yeah.
Like, fucking hell.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are kind of lucky in the fact that you're explorers who've just got paid, because it's designed. People commit a minor infraction and it just bankrupts them into having to effectively work for the government for free.
Jesus Christ.
Frontier stations are not run by good people. In frontier stations, they set the law.
Right, so we need to work out how to hack into that and remove that record at some point. Sorry, who said that?
It's entirely something you could do, or you just pay off the right people. It's also something you could do because they're not run by good people.
Yeah, pay them off or hack in. Like, I'm pretty sure that would be possible.
Yeah. Considering it's only a minor infraction, it really exists to basically say, hey, they've had one before. This keeps happening. Up it. But it
Alright.
It
It's
doesn't
not something
actually mean that much at this level.
It's not one of the ones that if you go to a job, they're going to go, oh, fuck you, you're not getting the job, sort of thing.
Not at all.
Right.
It's one of the things, it probably wouldn't show up on most records.
Right.
Or most record checks. It's, yeah, it exists basically to state this has happened, and you can increase it if you need to, because it keeps happening, kind of thing. But this is a first time, it's not considered a major thing.
Right.
It's the money they're attempting to bankrupt you. Yeah.
Right, I continue.
So you guys make your way to the military officers.
Yep.
Yep. Completely pissed off.
So, a fuming Lexie, a somewhat worried Charlissandra, and an impatient and unhappy Johnny meets you. As you walk in, you find the Freyan officer, who just sort of looks at you guys, just points, doesn't say anything, just points in the direction. You follow him, assuming he knows what he's talking about. You head on, you meet Johnny. Around the same point in time,
I'm
Johnny.
staring daggers.
Yeah. And
who?
That was not meant to go that way, and that should not have cost that much.
Yet it did.
They're trying to fucking force people into bankruptcy. Not happy.
Why didn't you just come here when I told you to?
Because they've got other shit that I need to do!
We have time.
I'd rather get away from this place at this point.
I'd rather get that report filed as soon as possible.
Yeah, and I don't need to be here for that. You know everything I know.
I just look over at the officer.
Send me a piece of paper later and I'll sign it and just say, yeah, that's what happened.
Do you tell her that she needs to be here, or do I tell her?
he does. As she says that, a Draken guy walks into the room. Big, you've seen big dragons before. But this guy is like, he's cresting 3.5 meters, which is...
Yeah, he's 1.5 meters taller than I am.
Yeah, he's impressively big for a dragon. He sort of has to stoop just to get through the door. The guy is absolutely covered in muscle. Got a massive scar, like all down like the right-hand side of his face. Eyes just replaced with a cyber eye. You can see he's got like bits of metal throughout his right arm. It appears to be basically metallic, and his entire hand is just a robotic hand. He's wearing uniform. You see 3 ovals, the centre one a slightly light colour and each slightly higher than the other. Across where the heart would be, some, like he's got like the lapel things on, I don't know what they're called, they look like brushes that you stick on your shoulders, I've forgotten what they're called. Those, are those lapels? I think.
Yeah, I think they are.
I think they are. Those things. He has those with small blue symbols on the top of them. As you see as he sort
Can I
of bends
roll
down.
political to figure out what
Could certainly
rank
try.
this guy is?
I lean over to Charlissandra and whisper in her ear, I think I could take him.
Ooh, I do know.
3.
I whisper back,
Admiral
good
uniform.
luck.
Oh boy, these are competent authorities. Neat.
Sorry.
I'll just whisper back to Lexie, good luck with that.
And he sort of looks at the 2 ladies and looks at... Sir Captain Jonathan, is it? Of the ACSS for distant... No. ACSS...
ACSS Adventure.
Adventure, yes, that's the
Distant
one.
Nights Expedition. And Alex in my hand. Pleasure to meet you.
He extends a hand. Admiral Lentil.
Admiral?
I believe that you have a report to file of missing persons. The fleet gone missing, yes?
Yes, indeed.
Very good. If the 3 of you would like to follow me. He stoops back under the door and takes you out into the corridor. Waits for you to follow.
Sure thing.
And
Yeah, I'm following.
he leads you into an area that's marked staff only and takes you to what appears to be kind of meeting room / interrogation room. It's kind of a cross between the two. And as he walks
It's
in...
not big enough for a meeting room, it's not shitty enough for an interrogation room.
Oh no, it's big enough for a meeting room.
Oh.
But it appears to be built like an interrogation room. Like, there's no decoration on the walls. And the furniture that you see in the room, which is one table with a chair on either side, the chair just sort of shimmers and 2 more chairs appear next to it. Sort of split out of it and appear next to it. All of the furniture's holographic.
Sure thing.
And there's a huge mirror along one wall that's clearly one way. He sort of gestures, if you'd take a seat, please.
I'll take a seat and give me just a moment.
Yeah, I'll take a seat.
I'll sort of take a seat, just sort of sitting slightly skew away from this chair, just in a really somewhat looking funny way, but like I normally sit that way, if that makes sense. Just
Comfortably, effectively.
yeah, just sort of not quite what's comfortable for me, but no one else. Like in just sort of a really weird sort of look.
I know what you mean.
I'm sitting up straight. With
He
this.
sits down across from you, leans forward, resting both his elbows on the table, sort of knitting his fingers together and resting sort of his head on his fingers, just looks at you for a minute. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Okay.
Okay.
So, catch you in the next part.